Yes, that's right. It's Kratadel in the chat there giving us pre-cast hype. Pre-cast. That's right, that's before the cast and yet after the credits. So it's surrounding the entire cast in there, getting ready for it. Not quite before, not quite afterwards, somewhere all over and around the cast. That is Kratadel getting excited as we prepare to dive in. Please stay with us. Timer on screen. La 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 la. Unique New York. Unique New York. Zagara was denied a bank loan. Zagara was denied a bank loan. Vocal warm-up. Getting ready for all the action. Stick with us, folks. This is Halloween Heroes. You're tuning in. This is going to be an exciting series. But not quite yet, because the teams aren't ready. Stay with us. Mic check, mic check. La 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 la. Testing microphone. La 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 la. Testing microphone. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's right. And if you're listening to us, you're tuned in to the stream early, so bonus points for that. And what you'll also notice is you have got some of the best stopwatch countdowns in the bottom right hand side of your screen right now. And what it's leading you towards is a series between two of the top teams here in the Mythic Championship here today, and it's Division 1, I believe. That's what's led towards this. Is that right, Karis? Oh, do you say it like that, do you? Hoplita. Well, that's the real question. That is the real question. But if you want to find out more, then stay tuned. Right, I'm just going to unmute us here for a minute because we are literally doing a mic check now, not just like nonsense mic checks, which I normally do. That's right. So if you're watching this in the audience right now and you're waiting for the series, listen to Karis now. Karis, would you like to say something? Now, yeah. How loud is he? Does on a scale of 1 to 10, what am I? And then on a scale of 1 to 10, what is he? And that should help me get his volume back to where it should be. So would you like to give us another tongue twister? Well, what about the beach one where there's a girl selling things? Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, try again, try again, try again. You got this, I believe in you. She sells seashells on the seashore. God, that is really hard actually, isn't it? Anyway, so how was he? What's his volume like? What's my volume like in comparison to his? And let us know in the chat. Thank you, thank you! Right, okay, so I have sussed this out. So traditionally, when I'm casting here in a kind of studio format, I have wireless microphones, VHF microphones, we've got all sorts of different things going on. We've got a mixer, and it all kind of happens that way, and I'm normally here with my co-caster. But that's not the case, and this time we have a guest, and it is Karis. Now, you won't have actually heard him the entire time. Because, and this is the funny bit, I need to unmute him remotely because he's coming through what is, now this is behind the scenes blurb that nobody hears or cares about often, but it's called desktop audio, and I had that muted, so he is now unmuted. Would you like to say hello?
Hello. I'm glad I was muted for all of that pornography I was reading out.
Oh, well, do you know, it could have been amazing. It could have been amazing, but just not destined for today. So that's what's happened there. So I'm sure Kratadel, who's been giving us our feedback there in the chat, will now be able to immediately notice an improvement, seeing as you're no longer muted. So can you give us a mic check? Can you give us a vocal warm-up?
Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check is actually my favourite character in the Enid Blyton novels.
Enid Blyton? Where do you get these references? Oh my word! Right, so I mean, I don't know. Enid Blyton. Who's that then? Give us something from.
No, Enid Blyton.
Enid.
You know Enid Blyton.
No, I don't. This is a reference that's going over my head and into the atmosphere.
Well, it was these kids' books in the 40s and 50s, I think. They were popular for many decades.
So relevant, totally up to the minute action there. You're really good for this because I mean, if it's not Fred Astaire, it's now Enid Blyton.
Look, just because I don't know Love Island, it doesn't mean I'm an old man.
No, not at all. No. Hey, listen, not at all, because I also find Love Island to be a terrifying experience. But I mean, hey, listen, I don't have a problem with this. I think it's brilliant. I mean, next you're going to be quoting Roald Dahl and stuff. This is brilliant. Now he's actually louder than Halloween. Oh, brilliant, Kratadel. There we go.
Just like
Turn him down.
Bonfire Night. That's what I meant to say. Bonfire Night is a tiny bit louder than Halloween.
Well, it depends if it's an effective Halloween, because then the screams of your victims will be heard all over, and that can often be louder than fireworks. So obviously Halloween I'm really into, and for years, like I was spending way too much, and I remember I got a bonus given to me. I had a small financial windfall occur, so I bought literally thousands of pounds worth of Halloween paraphernalia from America and got it imported into the UK. I had to pay customs to get this stuff in, and I built in someone's back garden an entire haunted house. It took me days. And so kids were coming off the street and navigating their way through this, and really enjoying it. It was a roaring success for that kind of one night only that I did about 4 or 5 years ago. But what came off the back of that is, okay, well, I've got all this stuff, I'm not going to bin it, I'll keep it. So like 2 years ago, I kind of put a load of it out into my living room at Halloween, and when the geysers came to the door, because in Scotland they're called geysers, another reference to that is because they're in disguise. So anyway, the geysers came to the door, and like it's normally like a proper infant with their mum holding their hand, and then they'll do a little trick, and then you give them sweeties. But like their parents would immediately clock that I was up to something and go, "Oh yeah, can we come in?" And they'd get all really excited. So I basically had the most uncomfortable evening inviting like 2-year-olds into my house to then leave crying. And it was like, as soon as these parents would clock that I was doing like a Halloween haunted house living room kind of experience, they were like, "Oh, this is brilliant! Like, yes, we totally want to be part of this." And I'm desperately trying to say, no, you don't. Actually, this is kind of more adult than you expect it to be. And but the kids, they're having none of it, and nightmare scenario.
Okay.
That story was a lot longer than I thought it would be. Sorry.
I mean, it's also slightly more disturbing than I thought it would be. I posted a summary into the chat.
Oh yeah.
So,
I invited 2-year-olds into my house then to leave crying. That is not the thing to take away from this. It was meant to be like exciting for the teenagers, because you know that you get your teenagers that come round and they'll like threaten to egg your house. It was more for them.
Yeah.
It wasn't for the innocent It was, oh god, you have completely taken this out of context. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a couple more. We've got a couple more minutes. Just bear with us. We'll be with you soon. Unmute you and me and everybody, and I will say there we go. My name's Halloween, and as always to my left is not Jabroni. He has gone. However, I will show you that there is a cat there. There you go. That's exclusive cat cam. Cat cam. There you go. But in Jabroni's absence, we have in fact a possibly better alternative, which is the EU's head of casting and board member from Heroes Lounge, Karis.
Hello everybody. I'm not Jabroni. My biceps are in fact 1/10 of the diameter of his.
Oh god.
But I am here to give you delicious Mythic Championship action.
I'm just reading the chat there. Terry Feist really rubbing it in, which is probably the wrong sentiment to use with what he's describing as well. So there we go. Has Halloween moved? No. I still live in the Scottish Highlands. I feel like his setup is way different. Yes, well, no, I haven't moved at all. It's just you don't normally get to see my setup. I'm normally in an ethereal wonderland, which is normally what you see.
That's where the children are invited.
God. No, I mean
there's
normally a lot of green screen action going on. That's what it is. But no, we're still in the same place. But what have we got today? We've got an exciting show, I believe. What have we got, Karis? Can you let our viewers know?
We've got the juicy Mythic Championship Group B match of Hold My Beer versus Hoplita eSports, sometimes known as Hoplita. They're both Group B teams, and they've in fact both won 2 out of their 3 potential Group B matches so far. And so this is their third, and whoever wins this wins Group B and gets that first place standing for the big playoffs on Sunday. The crucial thing about getting first place in the group is it means you qualify for the upper bracket of the playoffs rather than the lower bracket, and that's basic. It's a passport to the later stages of the tournament.
I see. What we can see on screen there is the current standings. So Hoplita, we were just discussing this with you. Hoplita, we're thinking, is a reference to hoplites, which was the Greek infantry footman soldier, hence why their logo is that. The Roman counterpart being a centurion. But yes, can confirm that they are both even Stevens in first place at the moment. So it's all to play for, really. This is an important series. And what is it? It's a best of 3. Is that what you were saying?
It's a best of 3 series, yeah, between Hold My Beer and Hoplita eSports. And it basically, as far as I can tell, yeah, neither of these teams has lost a single map yet. Ooh. So they're both kind of the big heavyweights of the Mythic Championship Group B. Obviously, the way the groups are seeded, some of the other top teams from Division 1 went into Group A, but these are definitely the 2 top who came into Group B, and they're looking like the biggest threats. Now, I think both of them are definitely qualified for that playoff final because just by virtue of having won those first 2 games, but as I say, they're looking for that upper bracket slot by winning today's best of 3 rather than going into the lower bracket.
I see. Okay, so what we're saying is this is a very important series for both these teams because it will give them a kind of a bit of comfort going into Sunday's knockout finals. So exciting stuff indeed. This is, of course, for those of you just tuning in, Division 1. Because, for some people, such as myself included, there was a change that happened in Heroes Lounge a couple of seasons ago, or is this the first season? Karis, you're probably about to correct me with this one.
It was a couple of seasons ago. You're right.
So a couple of seasons ago they changed this, and it went from being like Division 1 playoffs and whatnot to, well, no, it was. Did they not merge a few? They historically had like a few different divisions play against each other, the top teams, and it for fairness and things, they've developed this new scheme that they tried out. It was quite successful, I believe, last time. So this is why they're going with it this way. But the thing that I find confusion in is the names, and I mean this is Division 1. That's what I'm getting at here. Mythic is Division 1. Karis, is that right? Yeah.
That's right, because Division 1 is entirely fictional. No, it's yeah. Mythic Championship is Division 1, and then Legendary Cup is Division 2 and 3. Epic is Divisions 4 and 5, and Rare is Division 6 and 7. They're not. I think they're not the clearest names. That's a fair criticism. But
well, it's not a negative criticism. It's just that if you tune into an eSports thing and you don't know what Mythic means, just doing our duty to the viewers at home and just letting them know that Mythic means it's the top of the game. It is right up there. I mean, you progress out of Mythic Championship straight into Pro Heroes of the Storm. I would say that there is nothing higher than this, other than getting paid money, dollar bills, y'all. I think I'm sure that's how it translates. Dollar bills, y'all.
So dollar bills, y'all, are available for higher than everything higher than Mythic Championship. Indeed, yeah. I mean, you're right. This is Division 1, and it's, as you say, the highest amateur division there is in Heroes Lounge. So we're expecting some top quality gameplay, and especially both of these teams as well, having been at the top of Division 1, particularly Hold My Beer, who, by the way, only lost one series in the whole of Division 1, and that was to a team which no longer exists, which is Diablo Needs Affection. Sadly, they disbanded. But so we're expecting Hold My Beer to be a very strong, very dominant team, as well as of course Hoplita eSports, who are good by all accounts, they're very good and haven't lost yet in the group stages. So is Division 1 the top, and then these two teams looking devastating already within that.
I see. Okay, and as you can see on screen, we are now into this map selection stage. So the coin flip has been done, and it looks like Hoplita are going to be banning maps first. They banned Sky Temple, and then we have seen that answered by Hold My Beer banning Towers of Doom. So do we see another two bans?
Yeah, there will still be another ban from each of the teams to come. Bearing in mind as well, ladies and gentlemen at home, that Garden of Terror is currently not available to teams because of a bug. It's kind of banned in the tournament, even though it's meant to be in the map pool. It's been banned because of a bug in the.
What's the bug? What's the bug?
Well, it's kind of that and you can find clips of it around on the internet, but the terrors, when you get the last seed, they spawn and they kind of run to lane through routes in the ground, but those routes can get stuck on gates in the mid lane. Depending on where the waves are.
I've been in a game where that's happened, and it does a kind of a visual bug where it keeps rolling. It just rolls on the gate.
Yeah, and it's not just kind of a visual bug. I mean, it actually stops those terrors spawning because they get stuck there in the gate, as you say, and that means that you don't get the same advantage from the terror that you ordinarily would, because it delays the spawning of that terror by some significant amount of time potentially. And this happened, in a Division S game, and so then we were like, well, it's time to ban it.
A Division S, that would be brutal, because I mean they're getting ever closer to the end of this, the Division S, and with that coming, the prize pool will start to get a bit more exciting. Okay, so it looks like we've got Cursed Hollow being banned, and then Tomb of the Spider Queen being banned as well. So now we're up for the map selection. So it looks like it's going to be picked by Balsar now. Where are we going?
Yeah. I was just waiting for them to finally pick. I mean, I don't know where we are going to go. It depends on maybe their opponent and stuff. What they're probably talking right now about where they're gonna go. I mean, what I'd like to see.
So
Maybe a battlefield game.
So
go on.
I'm forgetting. Sorry, I thought it was Hold My Beer that's picking it, but of course no, it's not. It's they get first pick in the draft.
Oh yes,
you're
right. Actually, Hoplita, that's picking the map.
They get first pick in the draft, and we're going to Infernal Shrines because no series can ever happen without us going to Infernal Shrines. There we go. Excellent stuff. Okay, so whilst our teams get ready there and Karis does his ting, let's have a quick chat. So, of course, we mentioned earlier on that this weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, there will be the Mythic Championship, amongst many other championships as well. Are they all happening this weekend?
Yeah, there's the Legendary Cup on Saturday and the Mythic Championship on Sunday.
Okay, so they're both happening. Now, I have the text that's on the right-hand side of the screen here, you can already see, states that actually, and this is quite exciting, the timing differs. So it's going to be midday till whenever the Mythic Cup starts, but then from 4 p.m. UK time, no, 4 p.m. CEST or 5 p.m. UK time until much later on the Saturday, we will have the Masters Clash event. So if you're sitting there this weekend thinking I would like to watch some high-level eSports action, we have got you covered. It looks very much like there's going to be 12 hours worth of gameplay there. Hold on just 2 secs. I'll ping you an invite there, Karis. There we go. So yeah, there's going to be 12 hours of esports. If you want to know a bit more about what the Masters Clash is or anything, type ! Masters Clash into the chat, and then you'll be given some links there. But of course, as we're saying, that's later in the evening. During the day, it'll be all about Heroes Lounge. So I believe there was some fear that the two would conflict with one another, but it looks like we're actually going to get a bit of leeway there.
Yeah, viewers who want to watch both will definitely have an opportunity to see most of both for sure.
Yeah, because that's the point I'm trying to get away and say, and you're managing to articulate better for me. That's why you're here, Karis. That's why you're here. You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy, Blue.
So let's talk a little bit about this Infernal Shrines choice,
sure,
which was done by Hoplita, as you say. Because I wanted to look at the statistics for these teams. Funnily enough, there's no point looking at the statistics for Hold My Beer because they basically just won every match. Okay. So it's going to be 100% on most maps. But for Hoplita eSports, Infernal Shrines, they've actually only got a 33% win rate on there. So I'm kind of surprised they picked it, given that they've not done well historically. Now I know Tomb of the Spider Queen was banned.
So hang on, just to interrupt you there. Sorry. So you're saying Hoplita eSports, with only 30% of a win rate on that map, they have chosen this as their first map to open the series with against a team that's never lost yet. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, or a team that's only lost, once in the whole season. Yeah, and that's correct. That's exactly right. And now one reason for that is Hold My Beer did their homework and they banned some of the best maps of Hoplita, which were Towers of Doom and Tomb of the Spider Queen. So they've maybe been forced into it a little bit.
I've just noticed this very second that it came up on screen there saying, welcome along, it's Halloween and Jabroni. It's not Jabroni, for those of you that are looking for some of his biceps, they're not going to be here. It's head of EU casting, Karis, who's our co-caster with us here today. Would you like to kick off our competition, Karis?
Yes, our competition is starting imminently. And it's the competition for who will win, the contest for who will win game 1. Type !bet A and a number of points in the chat to bet on Hold My Beer, and !bet B and a number of points to bet on Hoplita eSports.
I am so excited. I can't believe it. I have been doing this for years and nobody's ever done it for me. That little speech. Oh, I love it.
I haven't taken away your one job. No.
No, not at all. The thing is, Jabroni used to hate it. Oh my gosh. He'd go in a huff until I was finished, because I'd be going, and then if you want to vote for them, it's exclamation mark bet space B space the amount of points you want to bet. But wow, you just nailed it. There you go. If you don't know how many points you've got, folks, type exclamation mark points in the chat. But what's going on? Whoa, whoa, we've got bans everywhere, we've got folk getting picked in. What's happening, Karis? Talk to me. Terry Tibbs, talk to me.
I mean, so we saw the Anubra Arcana ban, the Zeratul ban, and Alarak ban. By the way, Alarak really getting focused in terms of high priority these days in the top level. If those of you who are playing in kind of high Master Storm League, which of course is not me, but will have spotted that Alarak gets targeted a lot. So those are all standard bans. Then we see Hanzo coming out for the first pick for Hold My Beer. Absolutely great Shrine Clear, great poke, a solid all-round hero. Diablo and Tyrande, a classic old school combo, wham them into a wall, flip them over, get stunned by Tyrande. And that's particularly on Infernal Shrines, Diablo has always been a very strong tank, as well as elsewhere. For me, ETC is a great response to it, though, so I think it'll be interesting to see what Hold My Beer does with that.
Well, the thing is, are they going to take Mosh with an ETC when you've got Tyrande that can stun you, you've got an Apocalypse that can stun you, you've got a lot of things that will ruin the Mosh for you. And they've only picked 2 heroes. They've got more opportunities to get rid of that Mosh. Would there have possibly been better value with another tank?
The thing is, ETC isn't all about Mosh Pit. The thing is, the ETC's basic kit is like the best tanking tools in the game.
Oof, that's high praise. That is high praise.
Okay. That's my claim, because he's just got a bit of everything and he does it all really well. In particular, Peel, like Face Melt, is just so. It's just a very short, a reasonably short cooldown no button that says, look, your melees are engaging. You've got Diablo coming in trying to get some action, and Face Melt just says no, go away, or as I say, go find Becky. So
go find her. Go find her.
So that I think that's a great tank, and he doesn't depend on the Mosh for that. In fact, he might even think about going stage dive.
Well, that's what I would do. I think I would do that. I value and rate stage dive heavily these days. He's fantastic for that. Sylvanas, I see a lot of her nowadays as well, and her burst is surprisingly scary. I remember Fizz from 42 eSports talking about her and really rating her for a long time. She's got an incredible amount of damage that sneaks up on you. But listen, we don't have enough time to talk about this. We've only got 16 seconds. Whose draft do you rate and why, Karis? Who are you going with? Who are you going to back?
Oh, that's a tough one. Both of these comps looking really strong. Ultimately, for me, it's got to be the Hoplita draft. The combination of Maiev and Kael'thas is so savage with the Rexxar and Diablo in the front line for those engages. Overall, for me, that looks slightly better, but don't underestimate by any stretch that Sylvanas Hanzo damage.
Well, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, that's a draft that you can execute well. You're always going to have damage coming out there. If they focus your L too much, then I think that could be a mistake from Hoplita. But we'll see how it goes. I'd like to see Hoplita take game number 1, but let's see how it goes. It's anybody's guess at this stage. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the map selections thus far. Sorry, Karis, you were ready to say something.
I was just about to say that the other factor, of course, is in terms of Shrine Clear. Both of these teams have got really strong Shrine Clear for killing the little skeletons, and if Hold My Beer win that, then they have a Sylvanas to push with a Punisher as well. That could be devastating.
Okay, welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Halloween, and here on the left, in blue, it's Hold My Beer. Currently undefeated, they're coming in with Sartuous on ETC, or ECT. We've got Gore Rider playing Sylvanas. We've got Kolactica playing Urel. We've got Scope Zero on Malfurion, and Balsar spinning about there as Hanzo. Karis!
And over in the red corner, it's Hoplita eSports with Exalom on the Maiev, Nano on the Kael'thas, Yanuxa on Tyrande, Sucumpi on Rexxar, and of course, let's not forget, Meji on Diablo.
Excellent crack there. There we go. And let's get a look at those level 1 talents. So, oh my gosh, Redemption on Hanzo. So he's going to be going the auto attack build, do we think here?
I'm not an expert on Hanzo, but yeah, that's what that would suggest. But it means, of course, he's got to keep trying to stack those auto attacks, trying to poke Diablo continuously. Oh, by the way, nice slide in from ETC there, going to try and punish Diablo, who doesn't have any souls yet, but he gets away with 500 HP, which for Diablo doesn't look like much, but it's still a juicy amount.
I've just this second realised that the in-game audio must be horrendous for the viewers at home, so I've just reduced some of that for them there. Sorry about that. Let us know again if any of the audio needs adjusted, and we'll sort that out for you folks. Okay, so looks like it's going to be Rexar up top in what could only be described as the most boring lane of history, and it's going to be a rotation from bottom mid. Is it going to be a rotation?
I think it might be, or they might just go for like pressuring 3 and leaving 1 to soak them in. I suspect they will kind of do a bit of rotation, have fairly fluid lanes between the bottom and the mid. But early game, that kill pressure from ETC, Malf, Hanzo, Sylvanas is absolutely savage, and Diablo's got to watch out. Yeah, he's got his soul shield as a kind of defensive button, but if he gets caught out of position and he doesn't have that up, then he could quite easily get locked down and killed.
I mean, I've seen a lot of value come out of Soul Shield across many games in my time here. I mean, Soul Shield is fantastic, but only if you know when to use it and how to use it effectively. Because of that reason, I personally don't get that kind of value out of it because I'm not good enough to use it like that. But I've seen a lot of Grandmasters spin on a dime with that Soul Shield, and it can be the difference between a team wipe or not.
Yeah, absolutely, but he does need souls for it to be more powerful because it's proportional to the number of souls you've got. So, early game, right now Diablo's hovering at a paltry 26 souls. Oh, they want to contest this camp though. ETC going in, should be able to control Diablo and Maya off the point, but they're fighting hard. And at the back, it looks like Kael'thas is about to go down, but he gets away.
Oh, but I think Urel's going to be the first to fall, and that's first blood falling in favour of Hoplita eSports. But yeah, no, exactly what you were saying there, Karis. Like, so not only is it a case of, oh, it's on cooldown, I've wasted my soul shield. There's an element of it's only as useful as how many shields you've got, souls you've got as well. So it might be off cooldown, but you've only got 1 soul, so it's effectively useless. So you can leave yourself in a place that you don't want to be, like the back of a Volkswagen. At any time in the game, having taken that talent, it's an interesting one. That's all I mean. That's all I'm kind of.
Yeah, no, it can be so impactful, as you say. Against Sylvanas and Hanzo, it's not as crucial as against say a burst mage. If the enemy's got a Jaina, Soul Shield is so necessary just to say if I get caught in a Ring of Frost, I'm not taking any damage. But against Sylvanas and Hanzo,
but I love that against Maiev. Maiev using her invulnerability to stay out of danger there. Urel's not going to be able to finish the kill, I don't think, because Tyranda's got the Healy boy. Diablo's walking out.
Careful, yeah. But he's down to 1,000 HP, and he's still able to stay in. Don't forget, he's got the heal on his W at level 4. That's going to keep him topped up just by poking. But look at the Shrine Clear coming out from Hoplita eSports here. They've got so much with the Kael'thas, and of course the bear can go in. But Diablo,
oh my gosh, the power slide. Oh, the power slide, it was so juicy. It was the play of the week. Oh my, but they're going to get it. They're going to get it anyway. In comes a death. Oh,
they're not. Hold My Beer just snuck it on when Hoplita were on 39 out of 40 skeletons.
Literally, that flame strike from Nano was coming in there. They were on 39, and it didn't kill the Guardian. That was the difference. Wow. I didn't see them taking that.
Yeah, Hold My Beer. If they were German, they would have said it was 39 because they said no decisively to Hoplita eSports. That was a terrible joke, and I'm sorry to all my viewers.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, that's almost as bad as so there's a player called Briz.
Yeah.
And he's a German pilot, and he told me he worked at the Luftwaffe. I was like, wait, is that not the Nazi Air Force? Anyway, let's move on. It's level 7. We're on an equal talent tier here, and let's get a look at how things are looking. So, Malfurion not taking Treant, going for Deep Roots. I'm a big fan of Treant. I really am.
The Broccoli Man.
The Broccoli Man is just fantastic. We've got 28 stacks on Sylvanas, and We've got a mixed bag on don't call his name, it's Alejandro build. And Urel just trying to soak up that experience as best as she can. Let's get a look at that experience soak. She's doing very good, very well.
Yeah, there's a little bit of skirmish going on for these towers at the bottom. I don't know if you saw, but oh, as Diablo's thinking about going in here, that's the combo. That's the absolutely savage combo. I don't think Hanzo can tank it. He can't. He gets pushed away. Maya thought about going in for more, but she was a bit poked by Sylvanas, so she couldn't.
And with that, they're guaranteed the camp now. Meji anchoring in the bush for his team. And Sylvanas, Gordon Ryder, signalling to his team, look, let's not waste this chance, let's get this camp before they come in and invade, but he's too slow, and the invasion is underway.
Yeah, I think all of that came down to that devastating Diablo-Tehran combo that we talked about in the draft. Diablo went in, turned over Hanzo, Tehran's done immediately, perfectly timed, and then Kael'thas Gravity Lapse to follow as well. It was just a savage and perfectly executed engage from Hoplita eSports.
Both teams neck and neck with experience. We're about to see heroic abilities come into the game. There we go. So we're seeing Twilight Dream, the Wailing Arrow, Mosh Pit, as you guessed it, Hanzo getting popped. We're seeing Argent Defender, and Hanzo is holding off. He's surely not going to take Meme Dragons. Surely not.
I secretly hope so, but I honestly doubt it. But, you know, maybe he's leaving it there for the threat.
Okay, so what's happening? There we go, Dragon's Arrow. Okay, would you like to tell us the other heroic abilities?
Yeah, we have the Warden's Cage from Maiev, of course the Phoenix from Kael'thas, Shadowstalk from Tehran, so looking for a bit of that stealth action there, and greater heals instead of the Starfall. Let's start going for the Boars. Now that could be crucial to engage in combination with Diablo's pick, Apocalypse, so they could get a bit of unleash the Boars, slows everyone, and you drop an Apocalypse as well. That could be pretty nasty if things are choked up.
A nasty, choked up fight with a Kael'thas. Oof, yeah, that's not where you want to be. Like... like any other vehicle that you don't want to be in. So, let's see. I feel like I've got to change it, you see, because I just keep picking on Volkswagen, and that actually is all next to a Mallrats reference. So
it's really going to hurt your sponsorship attempts from Volkswagen.
I know, because you know, years worth of sponsorship craving for Monster, and now I'm getting it. I'm actually getting the Monster sponsorship. You've no idea how much I'm going to be milking that. That's just going to be the best thing ever. Anyway, it is objective number 1. It looks like it's going to be a Mortar Punisher, and both teams at the objective, ready to fight. Hanzo getting that poke damage coming in left, right, and centre, and because of that, they're 13-2 in terms of Guardians. Garrus, back to you in the studio.
Look at Misha posturing here. What a Gravity Lapse! Interrupted the ETC slide. ETC's taking a chunk of damage for that, but the Wailing Arrow, the silence is there. It's pretty devastating, but there's the APOC. Hasn't quite connected though. There's a massive silence in response from Malfurion.
In comes the Mosh, but it's maybe just a second too late, and as expected, Tyrande interrupts it, and now Kolkata is now needing to leave and visit Calcutta. Yeah,
that was huge ultimates from both sides, but it all came down to when ETC wanted to engage at the start of that with his slide. Kael'thas somehow sniffed it out through the Gravity Lapse mid-slide. ETC was left a little bit isolated, and then Sylvanas kind of felt forced to engage, and the turnaround was great stuff from Hoplita eSports, who are looking pretty strong so far in these team fights, I have to say.
Yeah, I do agree. They are looking pretty good. Now, I think the strong favourites in terms of this game, or this series, you suggested was actually Hold My Beer. But yeah, Hoplita's coming out really well, eh?
Yeah, now the funny thing is actually these two teams have never played against each other in the Division 1 stages. So, you know, we don't actually know how they perform relative to each other, but we do know that Hold My Beer had a lot more wins at the end of Division 1 than Hoplita eSports did.
Oh, I see what you mean. So it's actually it's unknown how comparative these teams are to one another. That's what you're saying.
It is sort of unknown, even though the overall wins suggests that Hold My Beer should be the favourites. But you know, so far it's looking good for Hoplita eSports. Now that might be partly down to the draft. Now, you know, I was saying at the start, I think the draft here from Hoplita eSports is slightly better, and Rexar's just such a force for just being, well, Misha, I should say, is always just there in the way. But ETC's thinking about an engage here. Look at his hands arrow, though. Is it going to be a follow-up?
Now, Mosh is still down for another 15 seconds, but it should be up for this fight. So the threat is there. They don't know that. They don't know what the time is on it, so they've just backed out. They've just ran for their lives. I think if the Mosh had came off, that could have been a winning team fight for Hold My Beer.
It could indeed, and I think that's why Hoplita eSports were panicking a bit. Now they're probably high level enough to be looking at the timers for the Mosh. But you know, you don't have time to like carefully count at that moment. Yeah, it was 10 seconds away.
Yeah.
They didn't have time to fully calculate the exact seconds.
That's what I mean.
So they're like, get out of there, you know, get out of there sharpish.
I think the threat was there. I think the threat was there. They just went, look, with it any time in the next 10 seconds, it could be up. So let's run.
Well, it's exactly one thing I wanted to say in the draft is, you know, you were talking about the counters that they've got to Mosh Pit, and they do have the interrupts, but Mosh Pit is also a threat, and sometimes the strength of Mosh Pit is just in the threat of using it rather than actually using it, and it's just the idea that your opponents have to be aware and not clump up. Look at that cleanse on Maiev! Oh my days, Exelon saved for sure by Tyronda, his teammate, but I think Hold My Beer are going to be able to walk away.
Oh, but I don't think Urel is. He's went back to Calcutta. In comes
no, and now Maiev's going to turn that around.
Wow. Oh, he did the mosh to... Oh, what? Oh, my ham. Oh, that's what?
Savage stuff from Hoplita eSports. Diablo recognizing that the mosh was about to be turned around. Press the APOC. To be fair, I don't think ETC had many choices. He was thinking this is going to be a Warden's Cage APOC if I don't do something. So...
That was so well executed.
Anyway.
I mean, Maiev came in, just like Spirit walked right up, threw down the Warden's Cage, did the tether, the Umbral Bind was successful, and then all the while, APOC was ticking down. It was like, right, 1, 2, boom. And that stun was just huge. It was so huge, it was Maasai Warrior. There was
just so many Maasai Warriors in this game. But yeah. I would say 10 of them, to be precise, or 11 if you count Misha. But I don't
know. Does Misha get a vote?
Misha's a Maasai warrior for sure. I mean, but back to the fight for a second. Like the thing that started all of that is when Hold My Beer tried to engage on Maya and got a stun on her, and there was an immediate cleanse out from Tyron. I mean, just absolutely immediate. It was so quick. Their
timing was rehearsed, is what it was. I do believe that Hoplita are mechanically on form here tonight. They're doing very well. Let's get a look at those level 16 talents for both teams, just as a reminder before we go into this second crucial objective.
Yeah, so Diablo's gone for the full Q build, going for the Q reset on his E. He's gone for a very traditional kind of Diablo build, very standard. Nothing to be surprised about there. I like the owl pickup from Tyronda at level 16 there as well, because it's just going to start chunking away the poke damage with the owl before the fight's even kicking off. So Tyron becomes a significant poke damage dealer.
Big time. I mean, 7% is nothing to be sniffed at, considering that it's on a basic ability. 7% of your health just gone like that.
Yeah, and it's cooldown reduction as well in that talent. But both teams level 16 here. They're looking for the fight.
The root was huge. I think they've got the kill. In comes a massive mosh pit.
The Maasai mosh pit, absolutely huge. Stunned almost all members of Hoplita eSports. ETC got away with 150 HP. They're looking to try and get more kills though here. But I'm not sure they can hear the APOC combo though.
Wow. That shadow charge on Hanzo just absolutely alt F4'd him. QQ, do not pass go, do not collect 200 and just delete the game. That was horrendous. Really aggressive play by Meji there. Calcutta trying to zone for ETC there. The root's coming out. It's not quite enough to kill Diablo, but it's certainly kept them in this fight. ETC's going to be able to finish the kill fast.
Yeah, this is now looking a little bit worse for Hoplita eSports, who were looking strong at the start of all that.
Yeah.
After they got that Hanzo pick off. But just the sheer pressure of ETC's Pinball Wizard burst combined with Sylvanas, who does ridiculous burst as well. Even Diablo was forced to retreat, and that left space for Kael'thas to get picked off when he was trying to finish the skeletons. And now, again, this Punisher is going to go over to Hold My Beer.
Hold your beer. That's it. And are they going to hold it off on 39 until they push the lanes out or something?
It looks like
No?
that's what they're going to do, yeah. And when the time comes, they'll bring all their members to the mid, probably with Sylvanas as well. So they're just going to.
I'm not really sure what the reasoning is for this, because surely you would want to do this before Kael'thas is up.
Well, they've done the bottom camp. Bear in mind the Kael'thas was going to respawn, because the Punisher takes time to walk to the lane anyway.
Yeah.
So bear in mind Kael'thas probably would have respawned by the time it got to the keep.
I mean, no, they did wait. They did wait quite a while there, though. I mean, yeah, I suppose by the time it got to the keep, but now he's going to be there to defend as they move on to the gate, and I suppose it doesn't matter in the long run. I just don't understand what the reasoning was.
I'm not sure it's a perfect decision, but they've got some soak value.
In comes the arrow, huge.
Yeah, they're thinking about following it up with a mosh pit as well, but they know that the APOC is a potential counter. The mosh pit does get interrupted. The APOC Warden's Cage was absolutely savage. 2 members of Hold My Beer are down, and they're just going to use that space. Oh, it's going to be hot ETC as well. He can't get out there.
No.
There's going to be beef on the menu tonight, boys.
Do you know, you quite carefully saw ETC try to step around that, and he got in between a couple of the blasts, but he must have stutter stepped just slightly onto the edge of one of the APOCs, because I don't think he was hit by a Lunar Flare. I think it was an APOC that took him out of the mosh.
Yeah, I think we'll have to check the replay later, maybe, to see
Somebody
what
can
exactly
clip it.
happened
Somebody
there.
can clip it. Somebody go back and check the clip, right? Tell us.
I've actually just checked there on the thing. It was in fact the Lunar Flare. He did carefully sidestep the APOC, but then with the Lunar Flare as well, he had nowhere left to stand. Honestly, the Warden's Cage and APOC was so good that even if the mosh pit was going off, it wasn't enough to save them.
Well, Storm Talents are now in, and we are watching them push in against the bottom keep here. So, looking very good for Hoplita eSports here in game number 1.
Yeah, look at that Hellgate from Diablo. They're thinking about looking for those juicy engages, but also, as well as that, don't forget Hellgate is also an escape, a survivability if they need it to get Diablo out of their sharpish. As Hold My Beer are hungry here to try and catch a straggler on the way out.
Someone that has not had their Weetabix today.
Well, apparently all of Hoplita they seem to have had plenty of Weetabix.
I think so. Vámonos Hoplitas is what Trufao is saying in the chat there.
Hoplita.
Lo siento, Trufao, for me butchering your beautiful language. But they are looking very strong indeed. Oh my gosh. Mi chiamo e Halloween. That's actually, I think that's Italian. So I'm sure chiamo is name in. Anyway, let's not get wrapped up in the language of this. We are here to watch this game.
Spanish lessons with Halloween. The lesson is don't talk like Halloween.
So far, so good. That's it.
But yeah, I mean, let's take a look at some of those level 20 talents being picked up by Hold My Beer. Bullseye from Hanzo. That could be nice, because those little micro stuns you get on the Sonic Arrow. I mean, they're not even micro stuns; they're just horrendous stuns, to be honest. But given that it's a basic ability and it's pretty short cooldown. Sylvanas and DTC both going for bolts. There's potential ridiculous engage here.
Do you know, that's a very good point that you're mentioning Bullseye, because it's not one that you often see, purely because it is a difficult skill shot. It's not a quick ability, and often you're shooting into the dark to gain vision from it. So you can't just aim it, you know. So it's a very difficult one. I don't often see that, like ever, so it's exciting to see it in use. Let's see it deployed today, and let's see if it will make the difference in this team fight. In comes the arrow! They're trying to catch the Kael'thas. In comes Bolt of the Storm. In comes the Mosh. Yrel trying to jump to her target, but she can't because of the Warden's Cage denying her. Karis.
Yeah, well, Kael'thas has just about escaped by the skin of his teeth. Yrel had to absorb to stay alive, but stay alive she has. Hanzo might not be so lucky as he goes into the wall, as the Lord of Terror sniffs out that wall and slams Hanzo straight into it.
That was such an amazing engage. They literally spewed every ability they had to kill Nano, and Nano is walking about like he is Archie. I cannot believe that he is still alive this far into the game after that many abilities were used to target him. He should absolutely be dead. It's a miracle he's alive. Well done to Hoplita.
I'll tell you something for Nano. One of the things he's done is collect globes very nicely all game. He's got 43 globes on his Mana Addict. And what that means is he has that emergency shield to pop and just keep himself alive, and it's quite a juicy shield, given that he's got 43 globes and a very decent mana pool.
Indeed.
So that's probably a big factor in keeping him alive there.
Well, I mean, the thing is though, when the stun came in and then the mosh pit came in, anybody else would be dead. You'd just roll over at that point. But Nano said no. He said, "I'm going to take my enemies. I am going for it." Oh, they've managed to beat the Mortar Punisher in towards the wall here, but it's not enough as ETC falls.
Yeah, I mean, at what cost? I mean, this is looking a lot like it might be a game here. The Punisher marching in, ETC down. Huge Hanzo arrow though. Can they use that to turn around? Maya's falling so low. Will she get revenge on Hanzo? Yes, she will.
Kolkata's going to be the next to fall. 25%, it's 20, it's 19, it's 10, it's G. E on Mila Carol on Nano is what we are hearing there from Trofao. I'm butchering your name, I'm sure. But wow, that's it. Game number 1 falling in favour of Hoplita eSports. Wow, jeez oh.
Well, I said coming into this game that maybe Hold My Beer were the favourites, but I did say the draft from Hoplita looked nicer, but just the engages from Hoplita were so sharp. And they didn't even care. This is the thing, they didn't even care about the mosh pit. Yes, the mosh pits were going off because ETC was carefully navigating around the apox and stuff. But Meji's Diablo just finding those initiations with the help of Maiev again and again. Great. This is looking, this is the first time probably in the whole season that Hold My Beer have felt scared.
Do you think? I like it. Oh my. It's
18 kills to 5 on the finish at the end of the game, so it's a comfortable win in a sense for Hoplita eSports, even though there were some punishes secured by Hold My Beer.
Had no deaths. The Tyrande player, Wanuxa, had no deaths. I'm sure that's how you say it as well, unless it's Januxa. But very good indeed. So we'll just get a look at what our teams are saying there. It looks like so. First pick in the draft or map selection is now thrown over to Hold My Beer, and they have opted for the choice of map. Is that correct?
It is indeed correct, and in fact they've chosen Volskaya Foundry.
Okay, so it looks like
Volskaya Industries.
That would be where we are going for game number 2 in this best of 3 series here. And I've just this second realised that you're also missing. Sorry, 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Volskaya Foundry. Should be a good series here. This is a map that I feel has changed dramatically over its lifetime, in the sense that when it first came out it was a very long map that would take a very long time, and you would get to like 25 minutes into a game and people still weren't able to push the core, but it's changed dramatically, and now the Triglav winning that and the way that you push with your team, I feel it's balanced quite well. So when a team chooses that to go in as their map choice, it's often because they have a rehearsed technique on it. But what's your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, what you've said about the map is true. I'll tell you just something peculiar to this particular matchup about this map.
Okay, yeah.
Because I said about Infernal Shrines that was one of their lower win rate maps, and they just won. Well, here's the thing: Hoplita eSports have a 100% win rate on Volskaya Foundry with 4 games won out of 4. So, given how well they did on the map where they have a low win rate, how are they going to perform on a map that they've never lost on?
Well,
this could be huge for Hoplita eSports, and Hold My Beer picked it for them in a sense. So,
indeed.
That's that for me. That would make me nervous as Hold My Beer to be doing that. So that suggests that Hold My Beer are very confident on the map, that they know what they want to do. But have they reckoned with the forces of Hoplita eSports? Maybe they haven't.
Well, we will find out shortly as we get ready to move into game number 2 of our best of 3 series here. Karis, have you... you just read my mind. You just deployed the points there, didn't you? So... enjoy the points, whoever bet on whichever way you went. Of course, you can use these points to enter our giveaway. If you'd like to know about our giveaway, you can type !giveaway in the chat, or if you'd like to buy a ticket for it, type !ticket space the amount of tickets you'd like to buy. I think the tickets are 25 points a ticket, but I could be wrong. You can find out yourself by clicking on the giveaway link. And also, we're giving away a copy of the game World War 3 by the Farm 51. A Polish...
So much giving it away. So much giving it away. It's like a Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
Well, yeah.
I made the same joke in the Heroes Lounge Draw show, and nobody liked it there either. So I thought I'd use it.
So you thought, like, I'll use it again another time. Does this fan work on the screen? Oh, it does. Look, that's quite cool. Sorry, I got distracted by a light. So, whilst we wait for our teams to get ready, hang on. Can you tell them that we're ready to go? Just ready. I'll just say ready.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, I mean,
yeah. Talk to me.
I was just going to say so this idea of picking Volsky by Hold My Beer is kind of risky because, as I say, Hoplita eSports have done so well on it. I think one reason they've done well on it is by picking Garrosh. Viewers who know me will know I don't rate Garrosh as highly as a tank as some of the high-level players do. But you know, but they're Division 1 and I'm not, so you know, maybe they know better. But for sure, like Hoplita eSports play Garrosh well, and maybe playing it on Volskaya is one reason they've done well on Volskaya. And I think he can be very effective here on this map when you have to walk into some of those smaller, particularly the earlier game shrines or beacons or whatever they're called. And that can be tough for them. So let's see how the bands go for these teams.
There's a delay on the stream, so Teddy, you're probably going to notice from my face when I read your comment there. That's quite funny. Okay, so in a moment, Karis is going to start another competition, ladies and gentlemen, for the viewers at home. If you think that our team on the left here, in blue, are going to win this game and equalise the series and take us into game number 3, because they picked this map and you believe in them, then you type !bet space A space the amount of points that you would like to bet. However, if you think the team on the right in red, our opposition, who have came out swinging and looking really strong, if you think they're going to close out this series here and win on a clean sheet, then it is !bet space B space the amount of points that you would like to bet. If you don't know how many points you've got, type !points, and if you want to click follow in the corner, you'll be given 10 points. And if you want me to say this in Portuguese, it's tambola a la tambola, seguro escuero, si hay agoshes voya, hey, ha. And that's me totally lying. Okay, what are you saying, Karis? You're ready to jump in.
Well, I was just going to say, I've just done a bet on Hoplita eSports without even seeing the draft. That's how impressed I was by their performance in game number 1. Like, just did those engages from Diablo and Maiev, which is beautiful stuff. And even when ETC was trying to catch them out, out of place. So, again, by the way, do you see the Alarak ban and the Zeratul ban and stuff? These are really standard bans. But including the Maiev, that's crucial for me on this map. So credit to Hold My Beer for that one. Yeah,
I think them banning out Maiev is a total respect ban to how Hoplita did there. Also, Hildegard, thanks very much for following. For doing so, you've just been awarded 10 points. You can use them on the bets right now. And of course, when you get points, use them for our giveaway. People buy tickets for the giveaway so that I can give the game away. Anyway, here we go. Johanna coming in, first pick tank, and Hanzo again, Gore Rider coming in. I feel that Gore Rider did really well as Hanzo last game. His arrows were very important towards the team fight.
Yeah, and his poke damage was absolutely crucial in kind of making Diablo a bit hesitant. By the way, I really like this idea of picking Joanna and Hanzo in the first round because they had full knowledge. They knew exactly what Hoplita eSports were about to do, which is to pick Garrosh. But Joanna is a nice tank to go against Garrosh because she can just walk up to him and Iron Skin and just get in his way, stop him from throwing anybody. Hanzo is a great here against Garrosh as well, because of the constant poke. That means you just keep the long range distance, you keep arm's length from Garrosh, and keep poking him, and he just hates that kind of continuous poke damage. But of course, he does have an Ana to heal him, so it might not be such an issue. Next up, we've got the Li Ming coming out as well. That is nice with the Ana pick as well, because you potentially we're going to see nano on nano.
Sorry, I was just adding something there because it should have came up on screen with my follow that just happened there, and I missed it. So I've made a change. So if anyone else clicks follow to get your points, there is still time to enter the bets. You will now appear on screen, at least for your added vanity, which is excellent. Okay, so we've got Garrosh, you already spoke about that, and Ming. The reset plus the nano boost, yeah, I see what you're saying.
The nano on nano.
Nano on nano on nano, yeah, that's what we're going to have, for sure. Oh, are we going to see salvation? I love a good salvation. It can be interrupted by Garrosh, but I love it. Excuse me.
Mic off.
I mean, by the way, this Lunara pickup, absolutely the right pick against Garrosh. This for me, all of this for me says hold my beer, know how to respond to Garrosh. And Lunara and Hanzo are a nightmare for Garrosh. He's just getting poked and slowed all the time. Joanna's going to be there stopping him from coming in. Joanna's never at risk because she's basically unkillable. And of course, then just the icing on the cake, if Garrosh somehow wades through these tunnels of poke damage to try to get to someone and throw them in, if it's Lunara, she's jumping back out. If it's someone else, Anduin's pulling them back out. So for me, hold my beer said at the start of this draft, we know you're taking Garrosh, and we don't care. We've got all the answers.
That's what they said. That's what they said. It's not a monster TM for once.
Are you supporting a rival drink?
No, this one's someone else. Anyway, so Mark and Mindy, Nanu is what Teddy is saying on the stream. Okay, you've only got a couple of minutes left if you'd like to place a bet. We've got to pick whose draft we prefer. This time I feel there is an incredible front line by Hold My Beer, and they've got Anduin to also keep them Healy Boyd up. Unless the execution from Garrosh is prime, which it could well be with your Ming's resets, I think I'm going to back Hold My Beer this time. What about you, Karis?
The thing is, I actually bet on Hoplita eSports before the draft happened. I sort of agree with you that Hold My Beer's draft it's got all the makings of a team that knows what they want, and they know how to deal with Garrosh. So I think they're not afraid of it. On the other hand, in favour of Hoplita eSports, you've got ridiculous amount of damage with the nano on nano and the Reyna and the Thrall. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, hang on a second.
Okay, so I'll introduce the team. In red, we have Hoplita eSports with nano on nano on Li Ming. We have Medji on Garrosh. We have Sukumpi on Thrall, Exelom on Reyna, and Yanuka on Ana.
Yeah, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see from the stream, I was watching my cat, but here we are. Welcome to game number 2 of our best of 3 series here. On the left in blue, it's Hold My Beer. We got Sartuous playing Johanna. We've got Balsar playing, don't call his name, it's Alejandro. Kolkata playing Muradin. And we have got Gore Rider playing Lunara, and we've got Scope Zero on Anduin. Interestingly, though, I think Gore Rider was Hanzo last game, so he's swapped to Lunara this game. I think they've swapped about. Interesting. There you go. So
I like everything, though. I just to continue what we were saying in the draft. I do like everything about Hold My Beer's draft. I think DPS Muradin, but he hasn't gone Perfect Storm, which I would have liked against. When you're playing DPS Muradin, I like to give Perfect Storm.
Well, the thing is, gives him a bit more survivability, and he's still going to take Playmaker. If he takes Playmaker at level 10, like there's still an opportunity there for him. You know what I mean? He'll still punch everyone's lights out, so he's still got that opportunity for damage. Anduin not taking Bold Strategy, he's taking Renew at level 1, and also Echo of the Elements over Trash Lightning. I've recently been doing some experimenting with Trash Lightning, and I just don't ever rate it more than having 2 Chain Lightnings. Because in my experience, you're either killing them with an extra Chain Lightning because they're so low health, or you're trying to dismount them and stuff. Just having the extra Chain Lightning, it's less about the damage and more about its utility. In my opinion.
You do often see Crash Landing getting picked up, particularly on this map. The thing I don't like about Crash Landing is the maps where it works, the maps where it doesn't work. In the sense of
what kind of statement's that?
Well, what I mean is, it's easier to stack on maps where you're not fighting in lane, where you're fighting on objective. By the way, there's about to be a massive fight on this objective right now on this support camp. Garrosh has gone in, thrown Joanna out, but then Joanna, doesn't really care about being thrown to the backline. There are 2 turrets down. Reina's taking so much damage, he has to walk away, and that will give that first support item over to Hold My Beer.
There was some good turret on turret action there, I saw. A very different build this time on Alejandro. We've went all Q. So explosive arrows, target. Let's see what they do. It's looking very good for Hold My Beer at the moment, I think.
Yeah, just to get back to what I was saying about the Trash Lightning. Like the reward for stacking Crash Lightning is that it will no longer jump to minions randomly. It'll focus heroes.
Yeah.
But if your fights are never around minions anyway, which is what you need really to get it stacked well, then you don't really care about that benefit because it's going to jump to the heroes anyway. So that's my feeling about
minions have no impact on stacking it well. It's more you need 2 people.
They have impact on stacking it well because it doesn't prioritize heroes. So when it jumps to minions instead of heroes, like if you're fighting outside of minions, it's a lot easier to stack it.
Yes, correct. Yes, I'm with you now. Okay, so we're seeing Reina in top lane trying to clear the siege camp to push his siege camp further in. So Balsar had to back to deal with that, and that leaves a disproportionate amount of heroes on the objective. So let's see what happens.
I think both teams are getting it to level 7 at roughly the same time, but with Hold My Beer slightly edging it, then it's a tough spot, of course, for Hoplita eSports. Garrosh just walks in and tries to take position, but look at Reina's health. He can't really commit to standing here, otherwise Leonardo's going to start poking him down.
Lots of damage coming out from Ming there, but it's now down. The orb's out. Let's see what happens. Gore Rider trying to get as much damage in as she can.
They want to just focus Garrosh, and that's exactly what they're doing. And he eventually just has to walk and give position, and it will be the first objective for Hold My Beer.
Okay, so traditionally, you would take the mid towers, then go for top well. Is that what they're going to do here?
Yeah, I think that's almost exactly what they're going to do. They've gone for 1 tower instead and then going top well, but crucially, I think they're going to bring this wave at the top in order to not take too much damage.
See, the thing is, I mean, he lost 20% of his health straight away. Gwells is now hosting the stream with 10 viewers. Thanks very much, Gwells, for doing so. Welcome along everyone that's just joined. This is game number 2 of a best of 3 series here between Hoplita eSports and Hold My Beer. They're both currently top of the Mythic Championship Group B here, coming from Division 1. And it looks like Hoplita's came out swinging. Neither of these teams have faced each other before, as Karis has been telling us. So it's new ground. They are treading new ground.
Yeah, and I think it was maybe a bit of a surprise how strong Hoplita eSports looked in that game number 1. And Hold My Beer, I think, were a little bit unsettled by it, but it seems like in game number 2, Hold My Beer have come out a bit stronger, and they're thinking, like I say, they've got the answer to this Garrosh. They're just poking him down like crazy, while their double front line says, what are you going to do to us? What are you going to do to Mura and Joanna? You're not going to throw them in. They don't care.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Eh?
What are you going to do when they come for you, bad boys?
Bad boys. Bad or good girls. But if you're calling them good girls, such as who have we got? We've got a retired eye patch mercenary. What's the race that Lunara is again? Are you able to give me a race? That's a
dryad.
A dryad. There you go. That's the question I was looking for there. One of the best minions from Warcraft 3. It's Frozen Throne expansion. Anyway, heroic abilities coming in. We've got Blessed Shield, we've got the Playmaker, we've got Salvation, Leaping Strike, and Dragon's Arrow. What we got on the side of Hoplita eSports, Karis?
We've got Nano, which is going to be given to Nano. We've got Raider, the Budgie the Little Helicopter for Arena.
Oh my word!
Wave of Force for Li Ming, and of course Taunt on Garrosh. What we're waiting for Thrall is whether he's going to go Earthquake or Thunder. Earthquake will suggest maybe he's going to do some, just dive in recklessly and try to force it. But then
I
he might
like
just
that.
get Haymaker down.
Well, I like Earthquake. In comes a massive arrow, and in comes a Bless Shield and 2 Leaping Strikes, guaranteeing the kill for 20 seconds. And there comes the Earthquake that you predicted quite correctly there, Karis. You predicted it quite correctly.
Yeah, so Hold My Beer got a kill there on Li Ming. I'm not sure though whether it was worth those cooldown, because what are they actually going to get with that kill? They can't get the top fort. They can't. There are no more camps on the map to secure.
So it'll be up in time for the next objective, for sure. I mean,
yeah,
30 seconds to go. 30 seconds to go. For Hanzo's Dragon's Arrow, and Bless Shield's almost already up already. So there you go. It'll be here.
It will be up. It will be up. But I suppose
they got
similarly, Li Ming will be up. So it's not really. I would say that it's a nice gank to have, but it didn't really gain a huge amount for Hold My Beer. But then a gank's a gank.
I like that Gwells is just pointing out in the chat there. He says, Hoplita. He is taking the mick out of our enunciation.
Well, I'm saying Hoplita, but you're saying Hoplita.
Yeah, I'm saying Hoplita there, because... No, it's Hoplita. Is it my accent? Is that what it is? I am probably... I'm sounding like a craft brewer. Which is ironic, because I live in the same town as Brewdog. Anyway, here we go with a huge amount of damage. Out comes Joanna's massive D. She does have a Healy Boy to drop. In comes Salvation. Everyone getting 25% health off the back of that. Now comes the Blessed Shield. Huge damage. Can they get a kill? 2 Leaping Strikes.
Yes, they can. And crucially, the stun lock on the Nano on Nano was huge, because she was nanoed and she was about to go boom, boom, boom. But it's just...
but no one heard her say Wayo? Is that what you were saying?
Exactly, no one heard her say Wayo. No one heard her say Wayo.
You ruined the timing there. You just ruined the timing.
I'm sorry, but Trufa was pointing out that the pronunciation of Hoplita was dreadful. But crucially, Nano on Nano being controlled by the significant amount of stuns available.
Oh my god. Hold My Beer versus a liter of hops themed match. Oh my gosh. This is brilliant. It's level 13, they've got the talent tier advantage. So Hold My Beer looking quite dominant as they win the second objective. In goes both the tanks, and they are about to march it down mid. I thought, okay, yeah, they're going down mid. That's where they're going.
Yeah, well, they got the top 4 for free. I think they're going to go mid, poke it a bit, and then go for the bottom well, is my suspicion.
That is your suspicion.
They're committing pretty deep here. By the way, just 2 talents I want to talk about on Thrall. We have the Alpha Wolf at level 4. Sorry, Frost Wolf Pack at level 4. By the way, as Lunaris gets thrown in and taunted, wow, absolutely savage engage from Mehi on the Garrosh there.
Good play good defensive play by Hoplita there, but unfortunately the Salvation was just too slow. He'll be QQing in comms right now.
I know. I did say the Garrosh throws are not that much of a threat for most members of Hold My Beer, but if there's a massive taunt on Lunaris so she can't Leaping Strike out, and the Anduin pull is not available, then it can be good. But they didn't get the bottom well, crucially.
They did not. They did not. And that bottom well here is exactly what they need for the third objective. So that is a crucial defensive factor there for the craft brewers here, Hoplita. So
they did, however, as well. They get the support camp, which it's rare to see the team who doesn't have a protector kind of getting maybe more value in that time, because what did Hold My Beer get out of that?
Now look, they need salvation here. Hold My Beer needs salvation here, and they don't have it because Scope's used it. It's 3 seconds. Yeah. It's 3 seconds.
But Nano on Nano is going absolutely to town.
Wow.
3 seconds is a long time in PvP. Nano on Nano, boom, 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 boom.
Then we heard them say Wayo.
Correct.
That was, no, honestly, I think 2 more seconds, like if they were granted 2 to 3 more seconds before that fight happened, it would have went the other way around. because Salvation would have dropped, everybody would have been protected, they would have been able to burst Ming, and she would have been like... But Hoplita knew that, they dived in, they said, look, we're the eSports organisation that you need to respect and love, we're coming at you, Cleopatra, and they just took names. That's what happened.
I think nobody outside of the UK has ever, or under 30 has heard of Cleopatra coming at you. But you're absolutely right. But here's the funny thing: is Hold might be a forced fight. They went in, they invaded Hoplita's camp.
Yeah.
I think they were looking to force a fight before 16. But if they just waited, as you point out so precisely, for that holy word Salvation, things might have been very, very different.
For sure. Now, pointing out the fact that it was Hold My Beer that invaded them, yeah, they just needed to wait. They were too early. They went and they said, this doesn't normally happen with me. This doesn't normally happen. But they just... yeah. And there we go. So, 16 talents coming in. Let's see, we've got Thunderstorm for Thrall there. I do agree with you. This is an interesting Thrall build. It's not the norm. Would you say that, or what would you say?
Actually, I would say it probably is over the norm in these circumstances. The only thing that I was going to comment on earlier was the Frostwolf pack at level 4, and I was hoping that was going to lead into an Alpha Wolf from Thrall at level 16, because you get the dog-on-dog action. It's a dog-eat-dog world, as the talents might have said. Oh, here's a stun onto ring. No, immediately cleansed by Anna. But,
oh my god. Honestly, we've got to rehearse these. I'm going to see before the Masters Clash finals, I'm going to write down a heap of these so that I've got them ready to just whap out and try and outpun you. That is ridiculous. Just full-blown meme city here.
I think what everybody at Masters Clash wants to know is, what do 90s bands like Cleopatra have to say about the issue? But failed 90s pop groups.
Who was your favourite member of NSYNC? And you can't say Justin Timberlake. Like,
as if there are any other members.
Exactly.
Right, but they're now going to fight over this support camp as Joanna and Muradin just posturing there. Mehi on the Garish wants to flank, but look, this is the value of Lunara and Hanzo. Just take off half of his HP for free. Earthquake is savage. The Haymaker savage to Compy, but he's still alive. The Earthquake heals, but he's finally gone down. And Ming, nano on nano with the resets.
That was an incredible orb, just wipe it. Oh, and there you go, there's another wave of force, just deleting members of Hold My Beer. The Ming resets, huge value. Nano on nano. That's it, yeah. My word.
Here's the thing.
That is microbrewery at its best, where they are distilling with
there's so many hops here. And with Calamity and
Nano's micro.
Li Ming.
Nano's micro. Yeah. Let's get a look at that APM. Look at that, 276 APM. That is microbrewery right there. Wow.
It is microbrewery. And in fact, there was a lot of hops coming out from Li Ming with the teleports. But the funny thing is, so Hold My Beer's strategy was, look, we'll try and blow up Thrall, because he came in so deep with that Earthquake. But somehow, God only knows how, Thrall survived for a long enough that it bought space for then Li Ming to start taking names, as you would say, and for Reina, of course, to do.
Do you know what's been interesting? We haven't seen a lot of Muradin's Playmaker. Like, he's not been able to use the Haymaker. And are they giving it up? Is Hoplita giving it up? The Hoplites have backed off. Do you know what I just realised as well? We actually have a Roman Centurion on the battlefield here against a Greek Hoplite. That's quite good as well. God, the nuances here are just they're good. Bella, is that Spanish? I want to know Spanish things that I can say here, and I just don't know enough.
Wait, who's the Roman Centurion?
Johanna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad that was crystal clear. So,
Johanna's a Roman Centurion, literally right now. No? Am I wrong on this one?
I mean, she's got a shield. She's got a shield, which obviously
she's
makes
dressed
her
like a Roman.
Centurion.
She's dressed like a Roman. Who would argue with this? Come on!
Here goes Gareth throwing in, and by the way, Nano on Nano looking for... Wow, that damage from Nano on Nano. That's immediately Hanzo deleted. Now they're looking for more. Gareth runs in and taunts.
I mean, Hanzo almost was saved. He used his Dragon's Arrow perfectly, but wow, they stole it! Objective 3 going in favour of Hold My Beer. Are they going to get a kill on Ana? They do, they get a counter. Well done to Hold My Beer. This is the best case saloon for them. They are going to lead this straight into their base, though. They do have both tanks in. They can afford to stand their ground, I think.
I don't know about that, because there are 4 members there, including Arena, who can come down, and so they sensibly retreat. But I mean, you're right that it means that they've got no value out of that because of the kills that just beautiful engage from Mehi on Garrosh and Nano on Nano with
Mehi's been doing very good. Oh, Succumpi's been cut out. In comes the Haymaker, and now he is in the place that he doesn't want to be, like the back of a Volkswagen, and he uses Bolt of the Storm to get out to great value there. Well done. It's called Windrush, I'm forgetting. Sorry, it's Windrush on Thrall, because he also gains a Wind Fury. Well played there. In comes the arrow! In comes a Wave of Force to try and push them away. They obviously expected Gore Rider to immediately use a Leaping Strike, and he didn't. So that's it. But hey, listen, they got a pick. They got a pick. And I think, did they also get the turret? No,
no, because Nano picked it up. The reason Nano was able to pick it up is because Mehi threw Reyna as he was dying toward, like, away from the enemy team, so that the turret would be safe.
That was
maybe he tried to save Reyna as well, but that little reaction from Mehi again just stopped them from losing a turret.
Here's another interesting one. Both teams have now got their Storm talents here at level 20 on both sides, and yet again we're seeing a bullseye. Hanzo bullseyes.
Yeah, I mean,
and why would Anduin be holding off at 20? What, is he thinking about going for that final prayer? Desperate prayer?
I actually don't know a great deal about Anduin level 20 talents and what people like to pick.
So desperate prayer is a massive heal, but it makes you very vulnerable. The alternative is you get an extra charge of Leap of Faith. No, he's went for desperate prayer. Yeah, the other kind of popular one is that you can get an additional charge of Leap of Faith, so you can pull 2 people back to safety. But I'm not sure which way they've went with this. They've went for the massive heal anyway. Personally,
against the Garrosh, I'd be looking to go for that double save, but Hold My Beer, I mean, they seem to be playing this pretty well so far, so they obviously know what they're doing. I would say one thing I really like is Joanna taking Blinded by the Light. It's a really underrated talent in my view. Most Joannas you see going indestructible. I think Blinded by the Light is incredible stuff. It's like Storm Shield that a lot of other heroes have, except it's got a really short cooldown because your shield glare reduces the cooldown, and it's huge shield for all your teammates. I really rate it, and I'm glad to see that from Joanna, who will be able to save Hanzo, hopefully, from some of that nano on nano action.
Nano on nano. Oh my word. Oh my ham. Well, I hope to see all of these teams on Sunday as well. That'll be good. So, if you're just tuning in and you want to know what this is actually Division 1's Championship Playoffs. This is the Mythic Championships, and this is game number 2 to see if Hoplita eSports can close out the series and take that premier position moving into Sunday's knockout stages. So it's all on the line here. Hold My Beer really need this.
They really do, and they're trying to force Garrosh. Look, just the constant poke on Garrosh. This is exactly the right way to play against Garrosh. The thing is, there's always the threat of Thralls doing a flank with the Earthquake. He doesn't have an extra shield. He's gone for the Bolt, so he's really looking to engage on those backlines and lower them enough for Nano on Nano to reset. Here they come, looking for it now. Joanna's a bit vulnerable. She doesn't have Indestructible, as we talked about.
Oof, but those 2 turrets coming in is exactly the kind of soak that they needed. Of damage. Let's see what Gore Rider can do. He's trying to find an opportunity, but Anna's just able to heal them right up. In comes the Playmaker. Is it coming?
It's pretty savage though. Thrall's got to be careful. He's getting punished. He does manage to get out, and Nano on Nano with the resets.
But Garrosh looking very low. They could get a kill here.
They might. Oh, Mirrodin's got to be careful. The grenade. There's the save from Anduin. Jumps away. Can he survive for now? The big heals from himself. Did Neil.
Desperate Did he do Desperate Prayer? I missed that.
It was used in the previous fight, so he wasn't able to use it just then because I think it's only just come off cooldown, if I'm right.
Oh my gosh, that's almost certainly going to be a death. Oh, and Anna saving Thrall yet again. They just have not had any luck. That's really... Oh, and he had to stutter step to avoid Garrosh's stun, and that led him to get killed by everybody else. Wow, what a turn up for the books.
Yeah, this is incredible stuff from Hoplita. I mean, I think
what's
I saw
Johanna
that
doing here? Is she trying to get a keep in top lane?
I'm not entirely sure. I think she's. I mean, there's no. I suppose her point is that there's no point in defending 1v5, so she's trying to wait as long as possible. Presumably, Hanzo's going to throw his arrow, try to beat it by a bit of time. But there's not much Joanna can do here.
Wow! Oh, and then comes the stun. They get a kill. That's huge for them. They might get a second.
They've had to throw Anna to safety. Hanuko got to retreat here, but look at this. In the meantime, Thrall was getting that protector. This is surely game. I don't know how you stop a 22-minute protector from going on an open core like this. Maybe because one member's dead, they might have a chance.
Muradin going straight for Nano.
I guess Muradin figures his job is to zone Nano and keep the base from falling. But look at this is 22-minute protector. This will just tear this core to shreds. Even if Nano dies, it doesn't matter because the protector on its own can end the game. It's going to be 2-0 to Hoplita eSports.
GG. Wow. And that was a wipeout. Quiet you, Alexa. I've had enough of that. So, what I now need to do is go over here just for a second, and we can confirm by doing this that it is in fact 2-0 to Hoplita eSports. And with that, you can see that these standings will be updated more or less soon as the future. And then if we go to the stats, there we go. So we're looking at the stats, Karis, of that match.
Yeah, I mean the huge numbers from Nano obviously stand out there. Nano on Nano was a hugely impactful factor, but let's not neglect the fact that Mehi's Garrosh is somehow something of art. Because if I'm a Garrosh and I'm against Hanzo, Lunara, Anduin, and 2 tanks, I'm going to be panicking because you're just going to get poked constantly, and you find it hard to find someone to grab. And yet he was always there. He didn't die. He's just providing constant pressure, and he knew when to go in, when to come out. Great stuff from Mehi, and for me, the real MVP of the series. Mehi, the tank player for Hoplita eSports.
Yeah, Mehi was creating opportunities and manoeuvring through those teams brilliantly. He was doing very good. So very impressed with that. So I think that's probably us then, is it, Karis? Or would you like to try and see if they would like to speak to us for a moment, or what are you saying?
I think I'm done for the day, but
okay, I think that's us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have been one of your casters today for this series. My name's Halloween. Thanks for joining me along today. And my associate next to me here has actually been Keiko the cat, and my other associate has been Karis.
I like that I'm third on the billing order.
Well. This seat gains the second presidents. It's the most important, but you're not in the seat. Keiko the cat is, so.
Sadly, you should have sent me the seat, and then I could have. No.
I'm sure I will send something to you soon enough. But whilst we have a moment here, just before we close up, you can see at the the right-hand side of the screen here, there is some upcoming events. This Saturday and Sunday, I will be back from 4 o'clock UK time, which is 1700 CEST, as I will be bringing you the Masters Clash. It is the qualifiers for the main event, which is happening in Paris. We can talk about... I know you're about to dive in and say Heroes Lounge. Was that what you were about to dive in and say?
No. That's also true, but yeah, you go on.
Okay. So I was going to say the Masters Clash qualifiers, so that is going to be just this weekend, just once off. It's going to be Saturday and Sunday, and the top 4 teams that progress from that will be invited to come to Paris for our live event, where myself and my caster here, Karis, will be part of the English casting team. along with some other well-known names such as Malganier and I can't remember the other French guy that he's picked as well, which will be broadcasting at the event, and it's going to be something special. We've got an incredible amount of sponsors lined up, and there will be a lot of giveaways for the viewers like yourself at home for tuning in remotely. You can tune in to this channel, so remember to click follow in the corner. That's where you will be able to see that event from. What's someone in the chat asking me about there? Is there a command for entering the giveaway? Yes, you type !ticket space and then the amount of tickets you want, or maybe it's tickets and then space the amount of tickets you want. I don't know. But tickets cost like 20 to 25 points each, so that's what you do. You can also just click that link that Karis has just put up. So there you go. Sorry, were you about to say something, Karis?
No, just to say it's been a great match. This Hold My Beer versus Hoplita eSports, and of course you will see both of these teams, despite Hold My Beer losing, they will still be there in the Mythic Championship on Sunday, but they'll have to be in the lower bracket instead of the upper bracket, which is where Hoplita eSports will be.
Sure thing. So there we go. Once again, these were the maps that were picked and banned and played on, and this is the final score. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us this evening. I've been Halloween. Who have you been?
I've been Karis, and you can find me at twitch.tv/HotsKaris.
Excellent stuff. And we will be back. I'll be back this weekend for the Masters Clash qualifiers, and then you will see me and Karis again once more for an ARAM series before going to the event in Paris, which we're both very excited about. And then you'll just see us on stage at Paris if you're coming physically, and if you're not coming physically, you'll see us on this channel. Twitch and Blizzard will be promoting the traffic towards this channel so that you can see it here. So that'll be exciting as well. So hello, Erin Jaeger Hots. Welcome along. Okay, I think that's it. I don't think I've got anything else. Pretty sure. That's the cat again, because I think the cat goes down quite well. So
The cat's the most popular of the three of us.
I think so.
Bring the cat to Paris. Hashtag Karis in Paris. Hashtag cat in Paris.
Keiko Cat in Paris, yeah, that could be it. Okay then, well, thank you very much everybody. We shall see you again.
Ciao, ciao.